withdrawal symptoms. So, for example, if they go on holiday and they miss their usual quota, then they start actually feeling a bit anxious.
All right, Doctor, I'll take your report under consideration.
It's psychology, Jim, but not as you know it.
Thanks, Katie. More from Katie later. And now we're moving on rapidly to... It's actually my great pleasure, which is unusual, to introduce Andrew Maxwell this week, because he's always going places around the globe. I'm not. He's a bit knackered, poor old boy, so we sent him back to his hometown of Dublin for some R&R. He wandered the streets, he met his mates, and he watched his national football team play Holland and lose.
It's Wednesday. Ireland are playing Holland for the last place in the European Championship. Now, I wanted to go to Liverpool to watch the match, but it was all sold out. So I've done the second best thing. I've come back to Dublin to go out on a rip with my mates and watch the match on telly.
You join us here on this glorious day in Dublin with Maxwell on his way to meet his mates to watch the match. And he's travelling today using a route that takes him past as many famous Dublin landmarks as possible. Goes past the billboard, beats the post office, ooh, and a lovely shimmy-shammy past Christchurch Cathedral. Beats one, beats two, goes for the chips, and he's done it! After just 30 seconds, the youngsters got the chips. He's picked them up and put them in the back of the throat. Maxwell there, arriving at his mate Jeff's house over in the north of Dublin. Jeff, a veteran of at least several of these occasions, ready as always with the beers. Tonight they're playing the classic 15 lads in a girl formation. Oh, and they've gone for the flag. Yes, and they've written on it. It was only a matter of time before they penetrated the flag's defences with their magic marker. And Maxwell, the hero again, as he scribbles all over it. And they've made an interesting tactical move there and chosen to get drunk and watch the match at the Bagot Inn, the Dublin pub owned by Big Jack Charlton himself. And inside the tension is mounting as the lads get the beers in, sit down and get ready to watch the game. Now it's over to Des and his expert panel for some pre-match opinion.
How do you think the team will fare tonight?
Spitting. It's an area we can improve on. And we should convert them spits into goals.
How do you think the Irish will fare in the game tonight?
Well, I think they'll have to contain the Dutch tonight.
In what?
And in a great big orange container.
Thanks, Des. We could cut the atmosphere with a bit of very thin string here in Big Jack Charlton's pub. Do the lads have what it takes to sit through the game? Can they hold their drink? And will their singing be up to scratch?
Come on, you boys!
And here's Clivett.
No! The Dutch have scored! And disappointment is etched all over these Irish lads' faces. Let's have another look at that, and yes, they look gutted. What a blow for the Irish. And at the end of the first half, it's 1-0 to the Dutch, and over to Andrew E. Maxwell for some on-the-spot reaction.
If everybody kicked it to our players, then we'd be all right, but they don't.
This man over here says Scotland are going to win. Scotland aren't playing.
A couple of points to get us half time, the boys will do well next off.
You have far sexier legs than Phil Babb. Now that has to be said.
What's your opinion of the game there so far?
Rubbish!
Fine words, but you don't get goals from words, just sentences. You get goals from kicking the ball at the net past the keeper, and the Irish just haven't been doing that tonight.
Right, pulling out all the stops. There's only thing one left to do. If we're going to score, I'm going to have to go to the toilet, because we only ever score when I'm on the jacks.
Andrew taking his beer to the toilet there like Irish people do.
Come on!
But the Dutch are off again. They got the ball, they've scored. And by the look on these lads' faces, they think it's all over. It is now. Ireland 0, Holland 2. Disaster. The lads there disappointed, swapping shirts as is traditional, but Big Jack's controversial move leaving Andrew out the team didn't pay off. Just look at what could have happened. Maxwell gets the ball. He shoots. He scores. Maxwell. 2-0. Maxwell going for the hat-trick. Yes, he's done it. Andrew Maxwell once again the hero of the Ireland team. They'll be celebrating on the streets of Dublin tonight. Everybody wants to shake his hand, buy him drinks and be his special friend. Hero, champion, man of the people, folk singer, visionary, prophet, philosopher, sex god, freak and friend to the old and infirm. No wonder he's knackered. Or maybe he's just drunk.
how did it go? Were you greeted with open arms?
Oh, it was brilliant. One night, this really beautiful girl came up to me and she goes, you know the way you sit on that desk every week? You remind me of this really famous Hollywood leading man. And I said, what, Mel Gibson? And she goes, no, Kermit the Frog.
Which actually means that one of us is Miss Piggy, so Katie?
Well, there's a little lady involved in the show that comes from your part of the world, Andrew. She is Sister Rose, and we have adopted her. She's been our adopted Sunday show nun, praying for us for the entire series. She's been praying her little nun socks off, and just to prove that she's still on the job, she sent us this special Christmas message from her convent in New Jersey.